Hi everyone, welcome to the second episode of Baatcheet with Bay. I am Dr. Lisha and today we are going to talk about something almost all of us secretly wish for closure. वो एक लास्ट अपॉलॉजी, वो एक लास्ट मीटिंग, वो एक लास्ट कॉन्वर्जेशन, वो एक लास्ट ऑनेस्ट एक्सप्लेनेशन that finally makes everything make sense. And yet, for many of us, that conversation never happens. So, what do we do if closure becomes something that we have to give ourselves? Firstly, wanting closure does not make us weak, it makes us human. See, our brain is wired to complete stories. So, when something ends abruptly, like a breakup, someone ghosting you, or even a friendship falling apart, your mind keeps trying to fill the gap and you think what happened? क्या वो मेरी गलती थी? क्या वो उसकी गलती थी? वो किसी गलती थी? And you want to hear what went wrong. But here's the twist. Most of the time, you're not craving for last conversation or explanation. You're actually asking for certainty. Nishchitta. Certainty that it wasn't your fault. Certainty that you were not enough. Certainty that whatever happened was not because of something wrong with you. Now, I want you guys to gently hear this. Closure from another person rarely gives you that certainty. Even if they explain, your brain will still find new questions. हम सब ने वो दिमाग में एक सीन इमेजिन किया होता है ना जहाँ पे हम उनसे मिलते हैं और वो हमें सब कुछ बताते हैं क्या हुआ था क्या नहीं हुआ था कि उनकी गलती थी देन दे apologize and everything is like finally making sense and our heart feels so much light, right? But रियल लाइफ डज नॉट वर्क लाइक दैट. कभी कभी लोग सच बोल ही नहीं पाते हैं. कभी कभी वो बोलना नहीं चाहते हैं और कभी उनके अंदर इतनी इमोशनल मेच्योरिटी होती ही नहीं है कि वो सच बोल सके. या फिर कभी इतना टाइम बीत जाता है उस चीज़ को कि दे डोंट वांट टू फेस इट अगेन. तब क्या किया जाए? जो हमने एक इमेजिन किया था एक लास्ट कॉन्वर्जेशन वो तो हुई नहीं. तब हम क्या करें अब? The hard part that we need to understand is the person who hurt us is not always the person who can heal us. I repeat, the person who hurt us is not always the person who can heal us. So your closure is not stuck because the last conversation did not happen. It is stuck because you are waiting for them to validate your pain. Okay, now let's talk about the real closure. Not the Instagram quote type, not the let it go advice. Real, grounded, and psychological closure. Step 1, acknowledgement. We need to acknowledge what hurt without sugarcoating it. Name what actually hurt you, not the version you tell people, but the version, the truth you feel, you think at 2 a.m. Step 2, accepting the answers you will never get. Maybe they won't explain why they lied. Maybe they won't admit they led you on. Maybe they'll never apologize for the mixed signals or even the emotional neglect. But you need to understand that accepting all of these is not approval, it's permission for you to move on. Step 3, rewriting the story without making yourself the villain. See, when you don't have facts, your mind fills it with self blame. So, self blame over facts, a big no no. Facts over self blame, always a yes yes. So, you need to stop self blaming just because you're not aware of the facts. And how you should do that, how you will do that is by saying that I don't know why they did it, but I know it wasn't because I am unworthy. Step 4, giving yourself the final word. Write the message you wish they wrote. Write the apology you deserved. Say things you needed to say, not to send them, but to release. You know, closure is the moment when you stop waiting to be chosen, understood, or validated by someone who already showed you they can't do it. Okay, now, the hard truth. Closure is not a door that someone else closes for you. It is a door that you need to lock from inside. Therefore, you don't need the final conversation, you need the final acceptance. And yes, it hurts. Yes, it feels unfair. But refusing to move forward until the other person gives you answers, isn't it like pausing your entire life because someone else walked out of it? My love, you deserve more than that. You deserve peace, even if they never give you clarity. If you're listening this and someone came to your mind, someone you are mentally waiting for, consider this your sign. You do not need their words to heal. You need your own courage to end the story. If this episode helped you, share it with someone who might need a little reminder that closure is something that you can create today. Until next time, I'm Dr. Lisha reminding you that healing is a home that you build within yourself. Hello, hello, hello.
ये था ना कुछ
मैं और मेकअप लगा ठुमक ठुमक जाती है मैं